This is KGW News at Sunrise.
This hate is changing how we live our lives, and it needs to stop.
Speaking up against Asian hate, how the community is using a recent crime to draw attention to an all too common problem.
Then all ballots now in the mail on the way to Washington residents. Coming up, a few key dates to keep in mind ahead of the August primary. Plus,
can I push the horn? Push the horn. Are you ready? 3, 2. Captain Rod coming through.
Well done. Hop aboard the Portland Spirit. There's a new captain on board, and you know that voice, you know that face. It's all for a new edition of Rod on the Job. The full story is coming up in just about 15 minutes.
You're looking good, my friend, in your captain's hat.
That was me in the captain chair of the big vessel. Could you tell?
Yes.
Nobody got hurt during this incident.
Right. That's all we want when we send you out the door.
Let's get you to the radar. You know, overnight, some pretty good thunderstorms raging over the Cascades. They quickly fizzled just south of Bend. There's a fading heavier shower up to the north of Madras right now. No lightning being detected with that. I would say there's got to be at least another spotty thunderstorm chance for you folks later today. Here we are, mostly clear skies up top from the Wells Fargo building. It's a beautiful Friday morning, 59 here in the Rose City. Pretty similar to yesterday. Lots of sun, 72 at noon, 84 the expected high temperature.
Rob, thank you. More than 100 people gathered around Autzen Stadium in Eugene last night to remember Spencer Webb. The University of Oregon football player died Wednesday after falling and hitting his head near Triangle Lake. The Lane County Sheriff's Office says Webb was unresponsive and couldn't be revived by paramedics or bystanders. They say his death appears to be accidental. The Ducks tight end was heading into his 5th season at U of O and left a lasting impact on people beyond football. Over the past 2 days, friends, teammates, and other programs have shared thousands of heartfelt messages on social media. Ducks head coach Dan Lanning tweeted, "So full of life in every moment of the day. Your smile and energy will be missed. I love you." And former Ducks coach Mario Cristobal tweeted, "Love you. We'll always be proud of you. Rest in peace, brother."
Well, this morning we're also hearing from a witness to a shooting in Salem that left a teenager dead and a police officer injured. It happened Wednesday near Oak Park Drive Northeast and Moreland Avenue in Salem. Officers tried to arrest a 16-year-old boy who they believe is connected to 2 shootings. Police say they found him in his car, where he later pulled a gun. That's when both police and the teen exchanged fire and the teen was killed.
How many shots do you think you heard?
I wasn't counting, but it was a lot. I know there's at least more than 5. So when I heard him saying crossfire, crossfire, I'm just glad it's over with. I'm really surprised that something like that happened in our neighborhood.
One officer was also shot and sent to the hospital. The 4 police officers involved are on administrative leave. Detectives in Polk County asking for help spotting this car. They say the driver was involved in a deadly road rage shooting. It happened along Highway 18 between McMinnville and Sheridan Wednesday night. Investigators believe the victim pulled over to let this suspect car pass, but instead this car stopped and people from both cars got into an argument. Then police say a passenger in the black car opened fire. The victim died at the scene. Another person in their car was not hurt.
Other headlines we're tracking for you this morning. Oregon officials are asking for help to find this missing 4-year-old girl. Her name is Bianca Evenson. Authorities say she may be at risk. The girl was last seen with her mother, Monica Jones, last Friday here in Portland. It's likely the two are somewhere on the southeast side of the city. They're known to spend time around camps at Laurelhurst Park and Seawall Crest Park. If you see them or if you know where they are, you're asked to call 911. The man accused of randomly attacking 2 elderly men in downtown Portland is now charged with murder. On June 25th, police say Keffer White assaulted 82-year-old Donald Pierce and another man at a bus stop near Southwest 5th and Hall. Prosecutors filed the murder charge after Pierce died this week. The other victim, who's 88 years old, was treated and released from the hospital. Tomorrow, a new suicide crisis line goes live in Oregon and nationwide. It'll be available 24/7. The number to call is 988. It's super easy to remember and will connect callers to the existing National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And those are some of your Friday morning headlines.
Last night, the Asian American community came together to condemn recent assaults against a father and daughter of Japanese descent and several others. They called it a Rise Above the Hate rally.
As Catherine Cook reports, advocates believe attention on this issue is long overdue.
Existing in fear.
This hate is changing how we live our lives, and it needs to stop.
That feeling is something many here say they've endured for so long as Asian Americans. For Metro Councilor Duncan Huang, it weighs heavy on his heart.
I'm tired of getting calls from my community about broken windows, about violent incidents, about just, a rough incident at a grocery store. This happens almost every day.
It's why this group of community members, elected officials, and advocates gathered Thursday to speak about it publicly. Specifically, they denounced the July 2nd attack against a father and daughter of Japanese descent. Dr. Riichiro Abe, his wife, and young daughter were riding a bike on the East Bank Esplanade when police say Dylan Kesterson approached them. Abe's attorney, Bonnie Richardson, read a statement from Abe describing what happened next.
He called us terrible racial slurs, and then he attacked me, hitting me repeatedly on the back of the head, and he hit my 5-year-old daughter. I felt I couldn't do anything during the attack, but now I can do this. I can speak out against his hate and his violent actions against my family and me and others.
Richardson says the true significance of that and this gathering is likely lost on the general public. She says in many of the cultures represented here, the norm is to endure racist attacks privately and often refrain from reporting them.
That the Abe family had the courage to just come out and say, we want to have something done about this, which was unusual, and we don't want to make it usual. That's part of the reason why we're talking about not normalizing even that reaction.
Because there is nothing normal about living in fear for just living in one's skin.
We're here today to say no more. The hate needs to stop now.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Starting today, Washington residents can begin mailing in their votes for the 2022 primary. Election day isn't until August 2nd, but today is the final day for election offices to get those ballots in the mail to voters. The deadline to register or update your registration is July 25th. Some notable races, all U.S. Senate and congressional races, Secretary of State, Clark County Sheriff, plus some local and statewide measures. Ballots must be returned by 8 o'clock on Election Day.
Rob, that's your neck of the woods.
Yes.
You have your ballot? You all ready?
Well, the ballots go out today. Is that what we said?
The last of them. So a lot of people have already gotten them. Check your mailbox.
I have not gotten my ballot, to answer your question, but I did get my voter's pamphlet just a few days back.
There you go.
I take the time to read that. It's about yay thick.
Yeah, you got it. Some weekend reading. You can sit in the sun.
I'm going to be on vacation. I think I'll put it off until I get back from vacation. But I'll get it done. Here's a look at a red flag warning. This is up for this afternoon and this evening. Basically, the Columbia Basin from the Dalles out to Pendleton. This is mostly grassy areas. The Weather Service just putting out the heads up that it's that time of the year just to be careful and be aware that a spark could get out of hand. So today we're looking at kind of typical factors that would raise fire danger. Dry conditions, low humidity, west winds picking up this afternoon from the Dalles out to Pendleton, gusting to about 35 miles per hour. And we had some lightning strikes overnight, if you're just joining us, that were south of Jefferson and fizzled out toward the Bend area. And there could be a spotty shower refire later today. All right, what's going on for the weekend? Big upper level low. This thing's been setting and sitting and sitting. It's going to slowly push inland, mostly up into Canada and northern Washington over the weekend. It will bring some cooler temperatures our direction. Here's a look at our Futurecast movies. This is this morning. We're looking at some cloudiness along the coast, and this actually keeps a lot of clouds for some of you, especially up toward Astoria, but a mostly sunny, gorgeous Friday for the valley. Here we are at 6:30 this evening. Now remember, we're expecting with this push of cooler weather, cloudy skies tomorrow morning. Here we are at 7:30, cloudy skies breaking into partly cloudy conditions. Temperatures tomorrow about 80, so still really nice. And then we get into Sunday. See the little green specks mostly up to our north. I mean, this is an upper level low that generally is going to pop rain up into Canada, but it's close enough to us. I don't want you to be shocked if there's a spotty shower later in the day on Sunday, and I sure don't want to add it at the last minute. So just FYI on that. All right, clouds, Cannon Beach live, Haystack Rock, 56 degrees. Beautiful morning in the valley. We have the mostly sunny skies awaiting us once the sun pops up, of course. 54 in Salem currently. These are the current numbers. 56 in Kelso and your 7-day. We'll go 84 today, 80 tomorrow, and then only 77 on Sunday. It still looks like we could hit 90 for one day on Tuesday. Have you ever dreamed about taking the helm of a big ship on the Willamette River, being the one in charge, steering the vessel? It's been a dream of mine for a long time. Rod on the job, that's right. Captain Rod. That story's coming up in just a bit.
I'm the captain now.
Oh boy.
Captain or pirate, I'm not sure which way you're going this morning. Hey, we also want to remind you about KGW's school supply drive. It officially begins next month, but you can help us out right now. We're looking for businesses and organizations to join the effort. When you sign up at kgw.com/school, we'll send you a collection kit. Last year, we sent more than 15,000 local students back to school with all the supplies they needed. And this year, with your help, we can set up even more kids for success in the classroom.